Stacey and King, can you take us to the 22 yards?
Yeah, Carlos, you mentioned that the conditions, there was some rain, there might be some more rain expected, but if I go down just to feel what it feels like, it's actually quite warm, which means that there might be a bit of movement for the bowlers in the early parts, that first hour of bowling for the seamers and the spinners. I think it will be important to find the right lines, the right lengths, and batting on the other hand, well, the batters, they'll have to be patient on the surface again.
Well, ODI cricket, we normally talk 300 as a benchmark. This ground favors bowlers. Stacey, I said this pitch favors bowlers. I think the best batting team will win.
Thank you very much to Carlos and Stacey. And just a reaction off of that, Darren. And these are conditions that you are very au fait with, overhead and on the foot. How much is there in for the bowlers? What did we notice in that first game?
I think the first hour and a half will be very challenging for batters because of the covers being on, the early rains this morning. So it might be a little bit tacky. It will offer a lot more turn than what you will see on average. So West Indies will have to find the right lengths on this surface. You can't be too short because it will allow too much time for batters to adjust. So that's a moment and a phase to capitalize on. But surely it's on the slower side. There will be lateral movement. We saw the West Indian opening bowlers swing the ball too. So make use of those elements and push Pakistan on the back foot and take control of the game very early.
Just quickly, how do Pakistan counteract now? They have to be setting a total and there might be something there.
I think they have to take their time up front. Saim Ayub, Abdullah Shafiq, even Babar Azam will just need to make sure that they get through that initial 10 overs, 12 overs, and then be able to get into the rhythm of the innings. I think it's crucial that they don't lose wickets in that first power play.
Right, the West Indies then, as you heard from my guests, will be in search of wickets. They are going to be bowling first today. Let's find out a little bit more about and from the man who organizes and orchestrates that bowling attack, speaking a little bit earlier to Carlos Brathwaite.
Have the pleasure of speaking with the West Indies bowling coach Ravi Rampal. Ravi, West Indies bowling in what has been their Achilles heel. What are the immediate plans, if any, to kind of arrest that slide and become more potent as a bowling unit?
You know, a lot of work has to be done as a bowling unit. You know, we keep changing players consistently. And I guess mostly in the white ball format, consistency. You know, we lack consistency most times with the new ball, and then in the back end we see that you know, we go for a lot of runs. It's consistency and getting that repetition in practice, getting that confidence in practice, and then transferring it into the game.
And then you spoke about that death overs, which has been a problem. Speaking to the coach, Darren Sam, he spoke about getting wickets early. Has that been the continued trend, or have you tried to change something different with us concerned?
No, definitely. We know as we play, you know, when you get early wickets and then pick up a couple in the middle, and when you have the all-rounders and the bowlers batting in the back end, it helps the back end. So that's always been our plan, to pick wicket ups with the new ball. Get a couple in the middle, and then in the back end it makes it easier when we have an all-rounder batting with the bowlers. But having said that, consistency and execution has to be a key in getting those wickets.
And take us into the mind of a coach. Wickets versus containment in the ODI format. How important are both of them? When do you look for wickets? When do you look to contain, and why?
Yeah, definitely. With the new ball and having that that swing or the conditions playing, we look with the new ball a little bit more. But if that doesn't happen, I think consistency, being able to restrict the batsman and build that pressure with dot balls will give us the wickets. We don't need to be searching, especially in the one-day format. Once we stick to a certain area and use the conditions as well for a longer period of time, the batsman will definitely have to try something, and there's where all wicket options comes from.
Thank you, Ravi. Best of luck today.
Thank you.
Ravi Rampal talking to Carlos Brathwaite a little bit earlier there. A number of key things, Darren Ganga, given that the West Indies are bowling first, in order to prize out that wicket. I thought in the power play, at least two of the three seamers were quite decent in the first game.
And you could have seen set plans. I think that, to me, is very important, and Ravi Rampal spoke about that. So it's really heartening to see that the West Indian bowlers had set plans for particular batters. Saim Ayub, they were trying to take the ball across him as a lefty, and then then eventually one found the outside edge. So great planning, great execution, and that is what you expect with a new ball in the first phase of the game where batters are unsure of the condition. So I think Ravi Rampal is doing a fabulous job in terms of setting the tone for the innings with the new ball. How can they transfer that into the other phases, to me, is where the focus should be.
Let's talk about another phase, because in those middle overs, Basit, it's been a little bit more of a challenge for West Indies.
Yeah, it just seems as if the spinners and the change bowlers aren't really holding their own. Yes, the consistency up front where the ball is moving around, but once that dies down, then you have to look at a little bit more defensive lengths and make sure you squeeze the opposition. I just feel that those defensive lengths haven't been as consistent from West Indies.
Pakistan will be hoping to move up that table as well as we go along this cycle here. Ravi Rampal, the man in charge of all of that. Let's jump over to a little bit of batting now and talk a little bit about Evan Lewis.
Yeah, a fine player, a player that has established himself in this format of the game. 5 ODI centuries. He got a start at the top. I think that's the position that he should bat in this team, because he is an enforcer. He's developed his game against slow bowlers. He can sweep the ball now. What he'd want to do is to convert a little more often. That is an area that he has to focus on. He's very much a mature player now. You compare him to maybe a Shai Hope, who has opened the batting too, and you will see that Shai Hope converts in just about 8 innings. So that's a significant thing for batters in one-day cricket. Maybe consideration for Darren Sammy and Shai Hope to reconfigure that top 4 batting. Maybe Shai Hope bat alongside Evan Lewis, maybe Brandon King bat at number 4, because he scored about 3 of his half centuries in that position. So again, I always say that when you're not getting the outcome you want, you have to be proactive. You have to try new things, try and ensure that batters get into roles that they're much more comfortable with, and of course try to get more output from the resources that you have.
Yeah, just to confirm the prowess, Basit Khan, of Shai Hope when he bats at the top, averaging 60, which comes down as he goes low.
Yeah, the old saying is the best player should maximize or play the most deliveries. He is by far West Indies' best batter, and maybe I think they should be able to push himself up the order. Yes, there will be a lot of discussion from the opposition on how to bowl to Evan Lewis, but if somebody can bat through the innings, and on these types of surfaces somebody can bat through the innings, the others can just bat around him, and he's the ideal person to do that.
Pakistan have their ideal person as well. He's been an absolute champion in this format of the game, and particularly against the West Indies. Here he is speaking a little bit earlier to Carlos Brathwaite once again.
Morning to Babar Azam, one of the legends of our generation. Babar Azam, one of the things, or one of the opponents you've loved is the West Indies, a sensational average. What about playing in the West Indies do you love so much?
To be honest, I love to play against the West Indies. They have a good quality bowlers, good team. So yes, I love a lot to batting against West Indies.
And 47 in the first game, falling short of another milestone. What would you say contributed most to the win in the first ODI?
Yes, when we are coming here, we are playing in Brian Lara Stadium, and we different condition. I play first time here, so yes, bit challenging. Both ball coming, sometimes slow, sometimes it's a bit double pace. So I just try to adjust the conditions and just play my natural game and enjoy myself.
And in that first game, you had a few half centuries in the team, but no centuries. In your opinion, as a team, what's more important? Multiple contributions or one player going on and getting a massive score?
I think first of all, assess the conditions and then build a partnership. And I think sometimes you need a small partnership, sometimes you need a big partnership, depend on situation. I think in my point of view, top order must be going to till the last over, and then build a partnership and everyone against and play around him.
Congrats on the win in the first ODI. Thanks for speaking with us. All the best today.
Cheers, bro. Thanks.
Yeah, good work by Carlos there. And